Behind the scenes with Robbie. He's changing his shoes. He's coming.
Life, man.
That's when you say, hey.
Oh, you want me to say?
Is this sponsored by Goodr?
Hey, Thomas, is this sponsored by Goodr?
No, it's not, but it'd be cooler if it was.
Goodr, send us that paycheck.
Yeah. In the meantime, let's take these off and put them away.
Dude, you could hold like a small baby in that thing.
Anyway, we do have a real sponsor for this video. And Robbie, who is it?
InsideTracker. You know of them? Maybe not. They deal with blood.
You get your blood extracted from you. They run it through the computers and the machines. They find out where your nutrients are and levels, and then they give you recommendations on how you can improve your performance. That's about it. You can check it out on their website, InsideTracker.com/believe. If you put in that, you will automatically get 25% off. Also, just click the link in the bio. Not bio. Click the link in, what's it called? The description?
The description.
How boring. But do that. Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And today we're talking about one of our favorite lineage lines, the Pegasus. And what number are we up to now, Rob?
38, lineage line. I think that's it. Is that a redundancy?
I don't know. I don't know math there that well.
It is the 38, which is almost as old as I am. Oh wait, I don't want to give that away. Whatever. But
why wouldn't you want to give that away?
It was basically born when I was, and now my feet are pretty much still the same size, so there's that.
But today we are talking about the update, how it compares to the 37, and if we like it or not.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's dive in. What do you use the Pegasus 38 for?
Okay, this is, well, what Nike calls the workhorse with wings. Fly away, Thomas, fly away.
Those were wings.
Your workhorse.
With wings.
So it's essentially Nike's go-to daily trainer, shoe that does everything for you.
I think it's interesting because it's an entry-level daily trainer that also goes to like a well-seasoned runner can use it as well.
Yeah, it's a nice shoe for everyone.
So let's get into the update and what makes the 38 different from the 37. First off, let's tell people what maybe we didn't like about the 37. Overall, I thought this was a great running shoe, great daily trainer, but it did have a couple issues.
Yeah, so one of the issues that I had and other people had, Thomas not so much, was that the toe box didn't have much volume in it. Shallow, like me.
Your toes got crunchy up in here.
Yeah, they were trying to get out. Those piggies are punching. Get me out of here.
Pigs in a blanket.
Those piggies wanted to get out, they couldn't, so they built this shoe on a new last with some more room in the toe box up here. Definitely a little
more volume up in the front.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then you get up into the lacing system. It looks really similar, but it's changed a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like a dynamic lacing system. In this version, it's almost like a W, so it goes up and then behind the scenes it goes back. And whereas this version was just like kind of an overlapping tab there, or loop there. And so I feel like that gives it a little bit more better of a lockdown.
It gives a little bit better over the arch. So it sits, your foot sits nicely over the midsole. And then you get this tongue where you're gonna see in the previous model, both the 36 and the 37 had almost a paper thin tongue, which is nice for saving weight and not feeling so clunky around your foot. But as you can see, it sits pretty low there. Bothers some of the people if you did lockdown lacing, kind of got in the way.
Speaking of tongue, they really went from the paper thin tongue to the mega plush tongue. This is like Adidas Samba style right here.
Yeah, it gets beefy.
Pop that up. It's well cushioned for sure. I could see it getting a little warm in the summertime as I could kind of the whole upper on this shoe, which is sandwich sandwich web, as they call it.
Is it called web? They threw in a web there?
Yeah, it's like
sandwich mesh. Yeah, sandwich mesh. It's 2 layers of mesh on top of each other.
Dude, I was bummed not to find a sandwich with these shoes though. I saw the spec sheet. I was like, give me that turkey club. I don't even like a turkey club. What's your favorite sandwich?
I don't like a turkey club. I would probably go Italian cold cut, roast beef, and then your standard turkey.
Oh yeah. Have you ever had a roast beef with Boursin cheese? Someone recommended this to me recently.
No.
It's like, it's amazing.
I'm a mustard.
It's a little bougie, but whatever.
I'm straight mustard. Right. With this tongue, it is attached on the side, so you get that nice, I wouldn't call it quite gusset because about halfway down that it goes into that, it's about halfway down that gusset hits. So it slides in real nice. It gives you a really nice sock feel inside, very soft. If you wanted to wear this shoe without a sock, I think you could. The thing is, with the padded tongue, with the additional padding in the collar, and the heel counter has a little bit of a different shape, and the padding in there, you now have eliminated the heel lift problem. So I think it just gives a better overall fit in this general area of the shoe, which really takes this shoe to the next level.
Yeah, it's like everything that was kind of wrong with this, they fixed with this. Might still have some issues, like I said, with the thickness of the upper, but otherwise, did you have any issues with the tongue being so big? I know.
I didn't have any issues with it. I don't love the way that it necessarily looks, but fit and feel, it feels right, it works right. So I'm gonna give it a pass.
All right.
Where I'd really wanna do an improvement on this shoe, and probably the last few, is really open up this mesh to make it more breathable. So let's get down to what's identical about this shoe and this shoe.
All right, and that is the midsole and the outsole. The last year's version was a huge upgrade, change from previous versions.
Lunar Lawn foam went to React.
Yep, and then you had this Zoom Air unit, basically a bubble in the forefoot, pressurized to specific genders. So you had a 15 PSI for women and a 20 PSI for men, and you feel it, and I love it.
It does give you that sensation. What I like about it is when you're coming down through your stride, you can feel it under your toes. It gives you that little bit more of a pop-off feel. The 36 had a full-length Air Zoom unit, which was also nice, but this one really brings it into a good feeling, like it's much more noticeable in the forefoot. Coming through your stride, if you're picking up the pace or a midfoot land like I am, you just kind of get that extra little bit of bounce from the airbag in the front of the shoe.
Yeah, and this shoe, the 37 was kind of like a sleeper shoe for us. In the beginning, we weren't huge on it. We liked it, but we both came back to it like later in the year, like December, and started running in it and walking in it more. I
basically came back. It was funny because right before we got this shoe, I had taken this to the Woodlands Marathon, and my day before the actual event, I did a little shakeout run with Megan and Ben, and I put on this shoe and I was like, I forgot how good this shoe is. It's a really good shoe. A week later, I land back in, this is in a box, and I'm like, awesome. I've really enjoyed running it. So I've gotten more miles in it. I really like the way that the React foam works with the airbag. The traction on the bottom with this midsole is great.
Yeah, some people were commenting on it thinking that was like a trail type traction. I think it was just the angle of the photos we had on Instagram. So it's essentially, it's the exact same midsole as last year.
It's still got a 27.5, 17.5 drop, 10 millimeter drop. It feels nice through the stride. I don't have any issue with it. It really is a dynamic, fun shoe to run in. This morning I did a 10-mile run in it just to get my last thoughts together for this review. You know, you want to see how it feels when you get in double digits, how your legs feel, how the shoe responds. Does it deaden out over the miles? Do you lose some of that bounce? I feel like I could feel the airbag all the way to the last mile. I felt like my legs felt fresh afterwards. This is a really fun shoe to run in.
An airbag saved my life. It's a little Radiohead song for you.
You could probably.
No one cares.
Yeah, when you're done with this, go to Spotify, look it up.
And be depressed.
Or if you're on YouTube and you want to watch it here, you could probably do it.
Yeah, be depressed about the coming dystopia.
Yeah, we're in a simulation anyway.
Dude, I'm pretty sure we are. I'll tell you about some stuff that's happened recently that proves we're in a simulation.
All right. I'll listen as I fiddle with the controls.
One of them involves a garden rake. It's weird.
That is weird. Who would you recommend this shoe for, Robbie?
So this is, like you said before, good for an entry-level runner or someone who's just looking for a reliable daily trainer at a pretty good price point, 120 bucks. I love that it's still hanging out in that 120 range. It's been there for years, I believe.
Yeah.
And isn't moving, which is great because a lot of daily trainers with this kind of technology cost more than that, for sure.
It really is I think it's a pretty good value with the React foam, the airbag, you know, a pretty well thought out upper now, and you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of the shoe. And not only are you gonna get a lot of mileage, the React foam just doesn't die. This shoe is one of those shoes where if you're not a person like us who wants to be able to pick out a shoe for the daily trainer, pick out a shoe for their speed workout, pick out a shoe for their race day, this shoe can handle a lot. So I could see using this shoe for, you know, basically all your running needs.
I mean, my first marathon was in the Peg 33. I did everything in that, in the 32, all my training. And you know what? It works for sure. Like, obviously, if you're progressing more as a runner, you're gonna go down the Vaporfly route or something like that. But if you're on a budget and you need something, there you go.
Yeah.
But by the way, how much does this weigh?
I was gonna tell you that. It's funny, it's like a simulation. 10.9 ounces for a size 10.5 or 309 grams. So not extremely lightweight, not egregious. It's right in there. Where this compares to other Nike trainers, like we're talking about value versus the Infinity React and versus the Invincible. The Invincible's the expensive one. I would say this shoe is more versatile than the Invincible, and I would say that if you don't need the stability that the Infinity has as an extra bonus, is with the wider base and the clip in the back, this shoe really is a good value at that price. You get all that fun React foam, you get the airbag, all this package for a really reasonable price. Honestly, between the two shoes, it really comes down to what your preference is. As you can see, you get a much wider base on the Infinity than in this shoe. So it's just gonna be what kind of ride you like. I actually like them both.
Yeah, if you don't want that thing on that hump on the medial part of the shoe.
A lot of people are bothered by the arch in this shoe. So not an arch problem in here. And then let's grab the Invincible real quick.
You're getting like a soft bounce, super unstable ride in this guy.
Yeah.
You better have some strong muscles, ankles and other muscles to be running this guy.
Yeah. There's a fun, bouncy shoe that kind of I struggle with where it lands because it feels like you should be running fast in it. On the other hand, you don't. And so it kind of like is a weird spot.
It's fun. It's just
these two are more similar. With the React foam, you're just talking about a difference in the width of the shoe. I mean, it's really noticeable, Robbie. Check that out.
Yeah.
Boom. Other shoes I would compare this to are basically your daily trainers. So if you're looking at, I mean, what are some other daily trainers that you'd like?
I mean, Saucony Ride, I think is one that we always bring up.
Yeah, Skechers Ride 9.
Yeah.
You could talk about, what would you say from ASICS would this compare to? Because the price point of the Nimbus Lite is more.
Right. I guess maybe the Cumulus.
The New Balance 880.
880. There's too many 80s in the New Balance.
There's so many 80s.
Stuff.
They're stuck in the 80s.
They are.
Yeah.
This has been around since the 80s, so it knows.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go back and save New Balance.
Yeah. Back in time.
Go, Pegasus, go.
All right, so that's it. Check it out. If you could, it'd be nice, asking us a favor, hit that like button.
Yep, love it in your hearts.
Yeah. Subscribe so you get alerted right away. Hit that bell. You'd love it. And then check us out on Instagram. And of course, listen to the Drop podcast. This week, the same time this video is coming out, we're gonna have
Kyle Whalum, who's the bass player for Kelly Clarkson and Katy Perry. He's also an ultra runner. So really cool dude. We're excited to get that out there. We had a good conversation.
If you saw our Kipchoge interview, you know why there might be a tie-in between Kelly Clarkson and
Ilya Kipchoge.
Yeah. So he's on. Robbie had a great time talking because Robbie used to be in a band and, you know, they reminisce.
A lot of commonalities there.
So it was great. Check that out. And then, say hi to your mom.
Roast beef is one of those underrated ones that I feel like kids these days just don't get.
They don't get it.
You need to.
Kids these days. But I will tell you, the Italian cold cut, you can't beat that.
You really can't. G. Pasquale's, Baltimore, shout out.
Chicken parm.
Chicky parm.
All right.